one of the ways that is really, really common when people think, I really want to change my life, is that's a huge task to tackle. Now, if we approach such a large generalization, that can seem quite difficult. So one of the other approaches we can do is people will often, when they're first thinking they want to have a different life, they might think, well, I really want to change my finances, or I really want to change my job, or I really want to change my relationship. And that can be a really useful approach. So when you consider the generalization of life, we can ask, well, which parts of your life specifically would you like to change first? So that question of kind of getting this very generalized map of life and then asking the question, which part of your life specifically, this is really useful because now all of a sudden we can begin to discover those different contexts that you would like to have different. So it might well be you want to change your business or your career. So to give you an example, let me think, like a personal metaphor. Some time ago, I used to do personal training and fitness instruction. So basically what I did is I worked at a university gym and I had private clients and I did personal training and I did instruction explaining how to become more healthy, fitter. Mostly for men, they want to build muscle. Mostly for women, they want to tone. It was pretty common, although there were some people who had different goals as well. But generally, that was the gist of it. I did that for quite a few years. And honestly, I just found after a while, I just became so bored with this job. I was like so bored. I remember once like standing up, I think they're called cloisters. It was like a double level kind of a gym. And I was in the office looking over and down at the gym floor. And I remember just feeling this like sinking sort of sensation, just feeling so deeply bored of this job. And that to me, I probably back then I ignored it for a while. I just kind of like ignored it, did nothing, kept doing the same job, wondering I wasn't feeling better. Anyway, after a while, this feeling got my attention. This I sense unconscious sensation got my attention. I was like, okay, great, thank you, got it. So then I asked, well, what's the intention? This is the kind of conversation I'm having. What's the intention for that sensation that I noticed that I'm calling boredom? And I just, the intent was, I want you doing something that you find really, really engaging and interesting. I was like, aha, all right, appreciate it, got it. And from paying attention to that sensation, I began to, I was already really interested in thinking about thinking, philosophy, epistemology, methodology, and just generally human thinking. And I got into an area called neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. Phenomenal area if done well. It's got a very bad rap on Wikipedia, which I probably will crush at some stage, because it's an amazing area if done well. But like any areas, if it's not done well, it doesn't work as well. So it makes sense, right? However, anyway, so I got really interested in thinking and really interested in coaching and learning about change and how do we change our beliefs? How do we change our life? Those kind of ideas. And I thought to myself, this is the new pathway for me to begin moving down. From there, I was already doing sort of training, but I really started to get serious about my training and that kind of outcome. I began traveling all around the world, modeling all these geniuses over about 25 years. And that now is the pathway that I'm currently on. One of the things I do, love it. And hence, obviously, from that intent, these videos. So that was kind of what I did. And then it was very obvious to me once I really knew what I was wanting there, I knew I didn't want the bored feeling. I knew I wanted something engaging. And then I began to get this awareness of these images. This is what I need to do instead. So that is the sense that you can begin to also use the sensations or the communications that we are noticing within ourselves to begin to guide us towards creating a much better life for ourselves. So that is one way you can do it. Is in that example, I was kind of talking about, well, how specifically looking at moving one area at a time. And there's really a lot of wisdom in that, is get in an area, work on that area until it's the way you want it or until you feel like you've done what you can. And then and only then, once you feel like you've got that moving, then if you wanted to, you could move to the next area. So that's more of a linear kind of an approach. It's not the only way to do it. It's just one way that can work really, really nicely, where you give 100% of your focus to going, you know what, that area, I'm going to make that different. And then that provides, in a sense, the framing for your unconscious to go, that is the area I want to focus on. That is the area I want to create a different experience and results. So in alignment with this whole idea, once again, of breaking or chunking down from that large generalization or that question of how can I change my life, a more specific question is, what is a context in which you'd like to massively, if you like, improve your performance and results? So what we're doing there is we're bringing it down into a smaller kind of an area.